Boom! Hello. Welcome to this mess. How are we all doing this time appropriate point in time of words and things and such and things? How is the internet at this point in time? That's set to top chat. It should be set to live chat. And it's a Herzl. Good evening to you, Herzl. How are you doing? This time appropriate. And it's a Kragord. Stop, it's hammer time. My drill is not wanting to rotate. Oh no, really? Can I can't use it as a hammer anymore. It's not going round to hammer mode. I can't use it as a hammer now. That sucks. That's terrible. Whoops. Okay. Can't clutch this. That's terrible. That's beautiful. I love it, actually. It's not terrible. Yes. Hello. I'm here. I made it. Kind of. Did I make it? I think I made it. Yeah, as usual. Have a drink. So, incoherent ramblings, and as we determined on Tuesday, it is always the square nuts. I need to deal with wind noise, find the thing, and extract the square nuts out of the previous, and I don't know where I've put it. I never know where I've put anything. Here it is. I've not extracted the square nuts yet because, you know, you might have a head injury and just imagine this. Yes, I do indeed have a head injury, and I am just imagining this. So, the summary of Tuesday is tolerances and square nuts, yeah? But the good news is the replacement parts have actually printed. So, before we go any further though, I do need to ask, how is everyone? I don't know if I've already asked you. Yeah, I might have already asked. Not sure, to be honest. But yes, how are we all? Have to have a brain to have a head injury. But do they fit? I don't know yet. We're going to find out together as I try to extract square nuts and drop prints on the floor. Yeah, I've got one. And let's get the top-down shot, or the life cam, or this goosey neck. Let's do this one. Get it kind of in the right place. I hope I have done all the recording of the B lamp. I hope so too. I hope so too. I did cheat, by the way, a little bit. I did already attach the gantry just to find out if I printed. And it goes in. Ta-da! I guess this counts as a win, right? It's gone in. And in theory, I can just push it down with something. I think. Wow, he did something almost right. Yes, shut up. He did something almost right. Yeah, I know I did something almost right. I said I was going to try. I didn't say I was going to do it properly. Gah. And now, the next question is, does it thread? Yes, that is in. And it's not just threaded into the plastic, because the square nut actually rotated a little bit. Just a little bit. But it's in! I did it! Yeah! As I said, almost. Shut up! Come on! Love you, Crygord. I love you, dude. You're great. You're great. You're an absolute troll, and I love you. Right. Now to continue trying to extract. Or bending my Allen keys. That's bending my Allen key. Nobody saw that. Great. Well, instantly messing things up. Instantly messing things up. Okay, so it's 5 minutes of square nut extraction out of prints rather than, you know, doing something else, like just using them out of a separate kit of something. Why would I use a different kit? Heat it up again. I could do that. I could. I probably will. For those two that actually went in properly. Or, you know, try a different approach. Rather than go from the top, go from the front. I should have done that in the first place. Silly me. Live and learn. 1, 2, and then number 3. Bit more. There. Problem solved. I've bent the Allen keys now. Not the Allen keys. I've bent the pliers a little bit. 3 perimeters, 10% cubic. That's all you need. And there you go. So, a bit of destruction to start off this episode, I guess. And then just tidy up the stuff that I've got all over the desk. And get some plastic splinters, because plastic splinters are everyone's favourite. Right. Yes. Productive. So, yeah. Grid is gross. Yes, grid is gross. I don't like grid. Grid makes, quite honestly, the least amount of sense that I would ever think of. I mean, maybe it does make sense and I just don't understand the application. Tell you what, not bad. I'll do. I'm in a that will do mood, by the way. I've probably said it 10 times already. You may have already worked that out. Yeah. So far, my alarm's going off already. So that's the first alarm. So far, I think this project is going okay. You know, we can have a little bit of a status check as we repeat the steps of Tuesday. What are your thoughts and opinions of this monstrosity? Because I enjoy it. Both the monstrosity and your thoughts and opinions. Because I've said it before, you're all important to me. Like, you're important. If you weren't here, I would be more so talking to myself. So you're appreciated. Because holy shindigs, you've spent a lot of time messing with me. Not bright enough. Really. I want this focus to focus. Needs some more neon colors. So I've opted to do this in just the Prusa filaments that I've got. As you know, there's the Galaxy Red. I'm going to transition. As you know, I've got the Galaxy Red. I've got the Prusa Orange. I've got Simply Green. You can see the, well, you could. I've got the pink. Are there still some color parts touching? Yes. I will fix those. I will fix those. What other Prusa filaments have I got? I've got yellow. It's not neon. It's just, it's their pineapple yellow. So I've got some yellow. What else Prusa filament have I got? I've got Galaxy Green, but that's not neon. And then, no, I think that's it. I may have some others that are hidden that I don't know where I've, like, are these Prusa filaments down here? One moment. No, that's a recycled filament and a different brand. So no, that's it. I got a U1 coming in tomorrow. Quite excited after Bontech bummed me out. Yeah, I don't know enough about that, so I'm going to say nothing. I don't know anything other than it's a shame, but they'll probably fix it. Got a pop cap. Only thing I would say, get a pop cap. A pop cap. What is a pop cap? Like, genuinely, I don't know what one is, other than something that goes on a drinks bottle. It's the top for the U1. Oh, why's it got a pop cap then? If it's a U1 lid, why don't you just call it a U1 lid? Also, some people just say get a whatchamacallit, a storage container. Slam it on top. You're golden. I really should have found my Wham Bam, whatchamacallit. What's this? What is this? Oh, my network crimping tools. You'll do. This hurts. I moved that enough, so why isn't it lining up? Did I mess those up from the start? If I did, that's going to be really annoying. Doopy 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 doo. One moment, please, as I think on my feet. And thinking on my feet, I mean, I'm going to hope that I've got the right size bit, and then I'm going to put it in my drill. And then, I hate to say this, I'm waiting to see the K3. Same. I would like to see the Creality K3 because I would like to see what Creality have to do because of their whole... We're still having a element, not an element. Each tool's still having an actual heater. Do. Okay, well that lined up. That is not a magnetic bit. That one has moved it out of the way. Okay, so why did you get moved out of the way? For goodness sake. It's not like there's debris in there. There might be, actually. No, there isn't. Yeah, oh, hey Raj, how you doing? Yes, if they have an index style with true hardened hot ends, yes. So, sorry, the K3 has got filament path changing, like the Bondtech index, but each one still looks as if it's got a heater, an actual heater core, wrapped around a cylinder with the filament path going through it, rather than like heating a block, a traditional block. Sorry, there is fan wobble, camera wobble because I've got a fan blowing. So, yeah, it's one that I would love to see the K3. I really would. I would love to get my hands on one, but it's not happening anytime soon. Not happening anytime soon that I'm aware of. Hey, Creality, I've really loved the K1. I would like to try a K3, and I've got projects that can use it. I will use a U1 until everyone else irons out the kinks. I still hope the index will achieve what they wanted it to, because I threw quite a bit of money on that project. Yes. You, unfortunately, and several others also threw a fair chunk of change at index. Okay, maybe now we can pull it into place. Maybe now. Let's see. Nope, pushed it out of the way again. Why? Why? At what point do I just move on to the next bit and just ignore this for now? Like, you know, get the Y assembly done? And then modify the file again, because I think I've messed up the pocket depth on the bottom. Shall I move on to the Y-axis and leave the X for the time being, because we know that we're roughly on the right path and we can just skip forward and get more of the frame built? Because you say the word and I'll just skip the X for the time being. I think it will do well, but I don't see hardened nozzles without a lot of work. Sadly, I think sadly, but I think they will get it working. I hope they do. I hope that Bontech do. Because it's the biggest change in a while that we've got, or that we have had. And I'm hopeful. I really am hopeful. I'm going to make an executive decision, and I'm just going to skip to the y-axis because I'm miffed, and quite frankly, I'm tired today. I'm tired today because I didn't get to sleep until 2 a.m. Just lots of thinking. But what can you do? A lot of thinking has happened. All right, skipping to the y-axis. We know what we need to do with the X. I need to reprint this part again with the pockets made bigger. So that's for Tuesday. That is for Tuesday. That's Tuesday Doug's problem. Because Doug on Tuesday will be better slept. I hate it when that happens. Why can't my brain think during the day when I'm supposed to be awake? Exactly! Exactly! Also, which one is the right one? Also, hi Ken, how you doing? How's your day going? Is it good? Are you having fun? And I'm glad you could join. Yeah, so the pocket holes were mostly the right size, but then they just weren't. 2 out of the 4 worked, and in fact, you know what? Let's not admit defeat on that. Let's actually be productive about it, and let's fix it before we go any further. Let's fix it, because I don't want to be fighting with myself at a later date. Kick. I pointed out. Like I pointed out earlier, my U1 issue is resolved, so that's a step forward. Great. What was it in the end? Because, you know, sharing knowledge, it's what we do. I am thirsty. Thirsty. Thirsty Doug. Come on, Tinkercad. Wow, that's a mess. Right. Where is... It's this one. Focus, ungroup. Make sure that I'm actually screen sharing. Yes, I am. Move the main blocky block. And then let us do oops. Let's do 2 on the width and 6 on the 6 wide, 2 deep. So 6 wide and 2 deep. And then we go 2 deep, 6 wide, because the pocket holes are just the right size, but I don't want to be fighting with them anymore because I'm bored of that. 6 wide, 2 deep. And finally, 6 wide. Beer. I would love a beer, Cragord. I don't normally drink, but I would love a beer. You got one going? Got a spare? What is making noise? You're making noise. Shut up. But there are supposed to be holes. Why are there not holes there? Oh, because they're in the piece. All right. So line you up with the base. Eventually, evidently factory assembly issue. I was following the swap stuff around method of troubleshooting per their instructions, and it magically resolved the issue. I think that sounds about right, but how are the troubleshooting guides from Snapmaker? As I've not looked at them because I don't have one, but I do wonder how their documentation is compared to others. Group. And once it's grouped, let's export it. STL. And I have not got Prusa Slicer open. They're the ones that said it was probably just a factory assembly issue. Oh. So is that a lack of QC on their part? Because that doesn't seem... Well, it doesn't seem great that that's their answer. But at the same time, they've got if the documentation's good, the tech support was extremely helpful, timely response, detailed email with what to do in what order. I mean, that's good. That's a good thing. But if it's a QC issue that caused it, then equally not good. But then it's good that they're fixing it. So good and bad? Mixed feelings on my part, I would say. Right, place you face down. 10%. Print settings. 3 perimeters. That'll do. Slice now. Let's go for pink again. 1 hour 59. It's not going to be finished before the end of tonight's stream, but hey. I know there is a part in the hot end that if you use too long, it screws. It will nail caps on the tool head board and kill it. There's a part in the hot end that over time tightens itself and then causes a short circuit on the tool head board and kills it. There is no, that doesn't sound great. That really doesn't sound great. Yes, I have very colourful tool heads now. Because I used my acrylic paint markers to mark the screws and the hole it came from so I could put them back in the right place. Oh. Nice. Genuinely, that's quite nice. Yeah, pink. Right, center connect. You can't see the connect screen, which is both cool and weird. Select printer, Prusa Mini Plus. Set ready, print now, confirm. Right, that's that printing. That's the whatever that part's called, reprinting. Let's go take apart. Ah, Doug, what are you doing? Why would you do that? No, because then you're in shot. Ah, you're just about in shot. That's not the end of the world. Where can I put you that you don't see yourself? Yeah, let's have this mess. There, have a mess. There are two screws that if you reverse them, one is longer and will screw down onto a capacitor on the board that sits at the top of the tool head. Oh, so it's a disassembly, sorry, not a disassembly, a reassembly issue. Not a explicitly, we've designed this so that it tightens itself over time, good luck. Right, let's get the y-axis. Look, y-axis. Unfortunately, two greens next to each other. You go there. Factory y-axis. First things first, let's take off the remainder of the Z. Let's take off the remainder of the Z because we don't need it now. Right, unscrew. I think I am just going to have this pile of screws and then eventually just, when it comes to putting the parts for the kit back in the box, it will just be a case of, right, what makes up what part bag, rather than knowing specifically out of which part bag. Filling parts bags with components until the parts bags are full or I run out of parts. So yeah, because while I could, I'm not. Excuse me, that's mine. I need that back. It tried to steal the Allen key. So what am I doing right now? I am disassembling that there y-axis because it makes sense to disassemble the y-axis because I can't deal with the x-axis at the moment. It's annoying me too much. And I think we can all agree, let's not get annoyed. It's bad for your blood pressure. Lovely, lovely screws. Ow. That one hurts. And at some point we will steal the feet and put the feet onto the PrusABlok because, hey, why not use something that's in the kit? Is it this one? Ooh, this one. I like this one. Let me just, I will switch back in a moment. I will switch to it in a moment, I should say, not switch back, because I've not changed it yet. There we go. Do that. Do that. And then, boom. Now you can see what the Prusa Mini is doing, and also see the Prusa Mini, and also see the Prusa Mini, or what will be the PrusABlok. There you go. How about that? Do you like this shot better? Does this tickle your ADHD brains? Because I tell you what, it tickles mine. Tickles mine quite well. Because now I can see 4 times as much as what I'm doing. And the screw bug's on the screen too. So, once again, I'm using the word so. So what? I said it again. Ken, what are you now going to be printing on your U1? What's the plan? Is it something daring and dastardly, or is it something comedic? Is it something that will get you in trouble with people? Is it something for a prank? Or is it PrusABlok? Are you printing PrusABlok on your U1? If not, why not? Because I know a guy that needs to print some PrusABlok, and it's not Joe. Right. Get that out of the way, and then let's see. Can we? Oh, crikey! What that distracted me. I'm a bit distracted. What distracted you? Did the printer distract you? Ah, get off. Get off. Why are you holding on so tight? What are you holding on to? Get this ribbon cable out without ripping it. Chris, horrible day story time. Okay, so there's a Chris story. Okay, right now I'm printing some painters' pyramids to use to use up some filament that I don't really like after I bought it as it didn't look like it should though. Also printing a drawer and dryer pods from Cookie CC3D for the U1. Is CC3D Cookie Card? No. Who is CC3D? As I try and find the right Allen key once again to undo things. Undo the screen specifically so that I can assemble the screen piece. Right. Right, there it is. There's the rag. Let's get this rod out. Screen, where do you go for a minute? You can go there. That piece can go here and fall off my desk momentarily. This rod can go back in. CC3D for the new U1. Okay. But who is CC3D? What do they do? And when will Doug ever stop shaking the camera so much? Nice. Nice. Okay. I want to print some nice multicolor forks to plant at the Bamboo Lab Form Next booth. Forks. Forks because GitHub forks, or forks for another reason? What is the comedy behind printing forks for Bamboo Labs? But I'm more interested in the multi-material. Yeah. I too am interested very much in multi-material. If I can do a Excel in PrusABlok, I'm all for it. Yes, GitHub forks. Okay. Right, let's take these rod ends. Well, the rod holders, I should say. And where do the rod holders go? The rod holders go this way. So this way. Which means we're folding it onto So we need 1, 2. He designs things like drawers, drawer caps, several filament dryer, accessories for several different printers, bamboo and snapmaker, Anycubic, etc. There was a guy that I spoke to at 3D Printopia 25, and I wanted to do some teamwork with him to make a drawer assembly to go underneath the PrusABlok printer in its Core XY form. And I can't remember his name, but he was awesome. His drawers were awesome. That might be a problem. Okay, that might be a problem. Maybe. Have I messed up my running order here? No. No, I have not. Yeah, so I can't remember his name, but he made some awesome drawers that went under the Prusa XL as well. Not the Prusa XL, the Core 1. His name is Enrico. No, I don't think this guy's name was Enrico. But your guy might be called Enrico. CC3D guy, I mean. Yes. I picked up on that. I'm just trying to think of the guy who I spoke to at 3D Printopia. Right, so let's have a quick check. Are we running into alignment issues? We are not running into alignment issues. That is good. I might have put the block on upside down, but that's not the end of the world because you just take the connectors off. And then, obviously, I don't know who you talk to. No, clearly neither do I. I don't know who I talk to. Oh, I didn't change it from grid to cubic. I need to update my default Prusa slicer profile. So let's take these connectors out, put them into the faceplate. 1 and 2. And then click. Push you back in. Push you back through a little bit. Okay. I've messed up again. There is a collision here. The wire cover for the belt, not for the belt, the wire cover for the bed. There is a collision. So we are missing out on some range here. I should have looked more at the bed before I took it apart. Live and learn. Live and learn. What else do we do? We live, we learn. Yeah. Take the connectors off again. Flip them to the other side. There we go. And then snap it on. Well, get the rod into place and then snap it on. One and come on. Go in the right place. Cool. And then push the rod holders so that we can actually move the bed without it being twisted. Is this going to slide at all? Yes, it does. It has hardly any range because there's collisions. Right. We need to update the rod holders. We've got collisions. Major collisions. Really bad collisions. Oh, okay. So, yeah. That is not a happy bed assembly at all. Not a happy bed assembly. So what do we need to do? What is reality presenting us? And what can we do to fix it? We could rotate the blocks and push them back in for a moment. That'll get us some travel back for one side only, though. So that'll get us a little bit of movement on the front, but as we can see, it's hitting the assembly, the bed frame. So we need to think how to get past that. On the stock one, the rods are raised up and are quite narrow. So perhaps we need to take inspiration from this and have as little meat at the top of the rod holder as possible and trapezoidal it. So let's go over to Tinkercad and have a think and mess about for a few minutes. Let's figure this out. So let's clear up some space. Yes, I know there's some spaghetti on the print, but that's because I've got some unsupported overhangs in that orientation. It's not failing. It's just, let me go back over to the slicer. So it's the face area it's the first layer of the face for holding the motor in place. So it just prints in midair. I need to change that somehow. Or I just changed the orientation of the print. But on Tuesday when I started to print it, the connector holes, even though they're cosmetic, I want them there, but the connector holes started to fail or be really ugly in midair. So it started to look weird. So no, it's not a print failure. It's just perhaps on that particular area, maybe I should add a line going across or a grid in the middle for it to print onto, or just conical it, whatever the word is. I don't know what the word is. Sorry. Sacrificial layer. Something like that just doesn't matter. Right, edge. Tinkercad. So the piece we need to adjust, the pieces we need to adjust are some of the first pieces we designed, wherever they've gone. The rod holders. We need to work on these. And we can take what we've learned from reality and adjust them. So let's focus in. Ungroup. So 1, set it off by 8 and 8. At which point we can ungroup this assembly and then what shape am I needing? I am needing like a hexagon rotated by 90 degrees, put into the block to just add enough to look good enough There we go. And then move it down a bit. No, not enough material. Maybe that's enough material. Just add enough back to the block to look nice. You know, it looks nice. Duplicate. And there we go. And then duplicate it again and put it on the face of the block. So give me that connector, duplicate, rotate 90, drop it down, move that back. It's not fully in keeping because it doesn't have the bevels, but it doesn't look too far off. Doesn't look too far off. Oh wait, that connector on the front, connectors on the top are now useless, so we can get rid of those. Save on printing time. Yes, they're cosmetic. No, they're not of any, they're not the worst. Let's see what happens. So I think that maybe. So let's group that up. Export it. STL. And then this one, ungroup, and then move you down. So I moved it up by 8 and across by 8. Yeah, up by 8, across by 8. And then we do the same trick again. We get a hexagon. Make the hexagon, well, you rotate the hexagon 90 degrees, make it 16 wide, and then center it on the horizontal of the block, and then make it 2 mil taller. And I think that might cooperate. Maybe. We will see. 24 mil tall. Overall, that block's okay. And because we know that that connector's fine, or should say, just because we know that bit's fine over there, we can, what can we do? We can add a connector back to that face. We can add a connector back to that face. Ungroup, hole it, solid. And then I want a connector, duplicate. There we go. Get you back. Do I care about ones on the rear? I suppose I do. There we go. That's in the right place. Right, group you together. Nope. Forgot to turn you back into a solid. Now group you together. How do you look? You look weird. You look really weird. I don't know why you look so weird. Is it because I moved that hole over? I don't know. Let's give it an export. Let's give it a quick print. And let's have a look. Because having that back, or should I say not having that back, having that, we're moving the rods up a bit, and we're removing the area of potential impact. The only thing one of the things I'm concerned with at that point is, are we adding some tension on the belt by moving the bed up higher? We will see. But this is one of the things that I love. Because the blocks are small, we can print them. Usually, unless it's one of the bigger blocks, at which point that takes time. Okay. Ungroup you. I just did a lummin Tinkercad keyboard shortcut inside of PrusABlok. Right, split objects. Oh, no, 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 no. No. That's not right. Right. That hasn't properly... Well, it is a union. Okay. I guess you need to be exported separately. Right, 26 and 24. Okay, arrange. Let's see how it behaves, shall we? Slice now. So we can't even do the y-axis. We can't do the x, we can't do the y. That's brilliant. I love it. It's great. Absolutely brilliant, because that's going to take an hour to print. And I've only been going an hour. And I'm exuding in something. Come on, slice. Slicey, slice, slice, slice. We're waiting. Come on. There we go. An hour and 10 minutes. Okay. Well, I can't do anything about it. We need to print one, and we need to find out if there's any collision issues. Okay. Okay. Well then, what do we do now? We're stuck waiting. We're stuck waiting on prints. What can we do? Because, you know, I don't exactly want to tidy the garage at the moment. I need to, but I don't want to. You can't make me. I know what we can do. We can still do y-axis stuff. So let's go back to that messy scene with everything on it, all at the same time. We can carry on with the y-axis while we wait for those two bits to print. Let's take the electronics box off and try not to rip this ribbon cable as we take it out. There we are. One ribbon cable. So there's no point taking the whole box out. We can just take the box off. There's the Allen key that I want. And this is the moment of truth, isn't it? My reverse engineering method to get the screw hole spacing. Because it was only after I did that, and then like 4 days ago, that I found a model of the board itself. So rather than using the electronics enclosure model, I could have just taken that board, imported it into PrusABlok, ripped it apart, so split into objects, and then from there, just take the board itself without any electronics components on it, and just use that as a cutout. Okay, so is that cable in the way? Yes, it is, probably. Or will you let me take the board out without having to unplug the cable? There's a board, and there is a cable. Kind of. Push you out. There we go. So then we get the electronics enclosure piece. And then hope, beyond hope, that it lines up. We've got the width. Do we have the screw hole spacings? Right. We're close. We are very close. But the issue is the power connector is too high. The power and Ethernet connectors are too high. So that needs reprinting as well. Okay. Okay. That's not a problem. We've got the width. The width is good. The screw hole mounts might be the issue. It's a good point. Let's try and shuffle it forwards a bit. What does it give me if I shuffle it? I didn't like that. So the board went in without issue. Now it's a case of getting the board out. Can I snip off some height? Or break off some height? Because I did go all cutesy and use connectors for the mounts. Let's just take those off. So there's that one and the last one in the corner. Come on, get out. This is the thing that nobody admits to doing with prints all the time. Just modifying them a bit. Nobody wants to say that. They're like, oh, I printed it perfect the first time. Did you though? Did you? I don't quite believe you. However, I'll take your word for it. Lies, Herzl. Lies. Yeah. Like, you get people who are just like, oh, I printed it perfect. Did you, though? I don't... Like, what's the point in You're just making other people feel bad. Admit when you make mistakes. Share the mistakes. We can learn from it together, you know? We can learn. You know, check your tolerances. Okay, so long as I get the board inserted the right way around, these days I hate it when I go to reprint things. Took some time to get there though. Oh, I hated reprinting things in the first place. Okay. Being cutesy by adding the fake connectors as board mounts to give some spacing off the bottom ruined it. Otherwise, that's fine. It's a little bit snug for the reset button, but the reset button does slide past without issue. And then let's get the power switch installed, which should thread in from the outside. And then just snap into place. Like that. Problem solved. I have a very healthy history of incremental changes to ensure that things fit like they should. Part of a budding designer's growing pains. Yes. There's no issues with having to iterate over the same thing 20 times. If you can avoid it, great. But, you know, in theory, next time you shouldn't have to. There we go. Problem solved. Now let's mount the board down. Whoop. Like the growing pains when you realise that you've made the screw holes too big again. I've done the screw holes too big. Again. Again. Oh, why, Doug? Why? Doug. Doug, tell me. Tell me, Doug. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you letting me run out of drink? Hot glue it in. No. No. I'll do something else. Something equally cursed. Equally cursed. I'm going to put a nut on there. Because the original board is held in with nuts on the underside of the print. And the reason I'm getting away with this is because those meddling kids aren't here. That's a Scooby-Doo reference, by the way. I'm sure you all know Scooby-Doo. You all must know Scooby-Doo. Nutter, exactly. It's heresy. Because then, what you do is you just hide it with the half blocks. Oh no, it doesn't. You can't hide it with the half blocks. You hide it. You hide it with the feet that are supposed to be used for the printer anyway. Ruh-roh. Exactly, Ken. Exactly. You find the feet that are on the printer. You take them off with difficulty. You hope that there's enough adhesive left, and you just stick them on. Problem solved. And there's enough clearance so that it won't scratch. I'm going to change it. I just don't want to right now. I don't want to change it right now. But let's do it. Let's make the printer better once again. Let's make the printer better. Okay. Electronics enclosure. Focus in. And then, do you know what also works? Transitioning the scene. Right. Ungroup. We need two changes. Get rid of those. Get rid of those connectors because it's all cute and everything, but whatever. And then get some cylinders, make them 3mm because M3 screws. 3 by 3. And now let's just line it up as best we can. Because you know what? Doesn't have to be perfect, but it can be close enough. There we go. And there's 2, and then we're going to move it over here. Get it roughly in the right place. Focus in. 1, 2. Yep. Duplicate it. Where's it gone? It's down there. Because I should have just done copy paste, but I didn't. Spin, spin. Something like that. They roughly line up. And it, Herzl, it is 3mm for an M3 hole, right? 3mm does it? Give or take? Pretty sure it's 3mm. Right, group it together and call it, because that's good enough. Have a drink, because I've run out. Today is not... This week's just not going to plan. At all. But, you know, this is the testing phase of, we've done the modelling. We need to see if it actually works now. 3mm should be fine. What are we talking about? And screw hole size for an M3 nut should be 3mm, and that should be good enough. Probably. I don't do screws in plastic. I'm not Prusa. They don't do screws in plastic all the time. Okay. So that's fine. That's now better than it was. There's no board mount things, but oh well. The board doesn't need them. That's just a nice to have. I thought it was cute, but it's a pain in the backside. Because otherwise, ribbon cable hole, let me just transition so you can actually see what I'm trying to do again. We've got the ribbon cable hole should allow you to plug the ribbon cable in, and then that can come out below the height where it's all mounted to, and there's sufficient room for it to, below the height where it's all mounted to, and then it can go to the front. Yeah, so that works. That works. So we can keep that hole there. I still don't know what that hole's for, though. because there is sufficient room there for everything. Like the motor wires. There's enough room in there for motor wires, for hot end wires, for everything to get through that needs to get through there. So should be good. Should be good. Do you know what else is good? There's 6 of you here. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for turning up, because otherwise I'm just going crazy by myself trying to work this project out. I like being able to outsource my brain to you all. It's honestly delightful. Like, it is honestly delightful. So thank you all for showing up. I'm getting all embarrassed. Oh, having feelings. Right, so let's export that one again. STL, let's go into PrusABlok and let's... You can't go where you're already at. Can't go where you're already at. Oh, thanks. Are you saying that I'm already embarrassed? Is that what's going on? I'm already embarrassing myself, so I can't make it worse? Right. You're gonna get banned, Herzl. I'm gonna have to ban you. Oh no, wait, because then you'll just lurk and then not say anything. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Get rid of that. Yep, nothing else to worry about. Cool. But there is something to worry about. No, insane. Okay. I'll take that ban request under advisement. Oh, it's empty. I'm watching you, Herzl. I'm watching you. You're getting cheeky. You're getting brave. Like, you're springing fighting words. Fighting words, Herzl. Fighting words. I may or may not have just drank 330ml soft drink in 3 seconds there. Not literally 3 seconds, you can go back and count and correct me, but hey, I'm thirsty. Right, what else can we... What other bits do we know that we need to tweak? We've got the electronics enclosure we've now tweaked. That we know that we've had to tweak that. We've printed some panels out that we know that we're going to need. We've got the rod holders being adjusted as we speak. The motor block should be fine because I've used that motor block design in the past. Well, the idea of that motor block design in the past has been used. I'm now struggling because there's not a lot else that I can currently do. I'm stuck waiting on the printers. I can't quite test the whole Y assembly because I can't test the Y assembly because I need the rod holders, so I can't actually check that we have sufficient clearance on the for the Z motor. I've hit a stalemate. We are just stuck waiting. Does anyone have any suggestions as to what can currently be done? Right, there's room in the motor holder. The issue is the motor needs shorter screws. Unless you shim it up with something, but I don't like the idea of that. Clean the desk. No. I refuse. I refuse to clean the desk. You can't make me. I refuse. I don't like that. That's just bad. That's bad. Like, that just seems like a bad idea. No. No. But it works. Just putting a nut on the put a nut onto the piece and then just put it on there. That left bad a while ago and went on to horrible. Yeah, it did. Because I did just cut the motor mount apart to make it work. But at the same time, it's not the worst. It's not hit worst yet. It's just hit horrible. Well, that's fine. That's fine. That works. The motor's secure. They're not interfering. That's fine. It's fine, Herzl. Right. Get rid of the extrusion for the time being. Let's just grab the front and rear Y plates with the rod holders as they currently stand. My professor would kill you with a gaze for that. Why? Why would he kill me with a gaze for that? You know? He's just not lived. He's not experienced jankiness. He probably has, to be fair. Because it's not a proper connection. I know it's not a proper connection, but I'm working with the... I don't have any M4 screws. Not M4. I don't have any 4mm screws. And of the screws that are remaining right here, I don't see any 8mm. You know? There's no 8mm that are just free floating, because these ones in this little pile here are actually for the electronics box. So once I reprint it. Cut them. No. No. Cutting them is a bad idea. You need a screw bin. I know I need a screw bin. I also need to put the screws back in the packets. both printers are currently working on PrusABlok stuff. I can't... Well, I could, but I'm not going to reassemble this PrusABlok back to stock to get a third printer online. So I guess it's time to print on the C1, maybe? Make the C1 do something? Just design and print a screw tub, maybe? Cragor, did I not tell you to print a hex tray out Tuesday? No, you didn't tell me to print a hex tray out on Tuesday. You told me last Thursday. You told me last Thursday. Go on, Cragor, send me one, because I'm sure you've got one. I'm sure you've got one that you know of, that you really like. I said it on Tuesday too. Yeah, I know you said it on Tuesday too. I'm just saying. No, you didn't tell me on Tuesday for the first time. Technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. Right. Printables. And it's not showing the window. Printables. Transition. There we go. Parametric screw tray. This one. Core 1, Core 1, Core 1, Core 1, Prusa enclosure, Index FE, Prusa Mini family. Is this the one, Cragor? I mean, yeah, probably all right. All right, download. Let's bring up Orca Slicer because that's the one that we use for the Construct 3D C1. And then I guess I'm going to be printing it in some kind of teal or azure blue because that's what I've got loaded. Come on, Orca Slicer. You know what I can do? I can take this model, I can click the share button, I can copy the link, and then I can go over to the YouTube chat, and then I can paste it in, as long as I get the right thing on my clipboard. And I guess this one. It is a waste of space. However, if it makes Cragord happy, I'm happy because Cragord's happy. You know? We've got to keep Cragord happy. Good classic screw bin, no details, so you don't lose them on the table. Not losing them on the table. But I like that model because it's got recesses so you can actually see. So assuming that the printer is the right size, those in theory are the right size. Although there is some jankiness, like this M. That's a bit janky. Yeah. Bear and the Big Blue House. Yes. Yes, indeed. Let's just change the... Let's change over to Orca Slicer. Okay, let's see how long it takes, supposedly, for the C1 to print this. 3 hours. Sorry, my daughter is watching it. Oh. It's a good show. Bear in the Big Blue House is a good show. I remember watching it. You'll have screws overflowing into others and a lot of spots just empty. That is a good point. That is a good point. That's why I said hex tray. So with that info, I just dislike this type of screw storage. It's not storage, it's just somewhere for them to live on my desk while I finish this project. And can split them apart based on size. That's my thinking. Maybe Gridfinity bin, so you can just print the ones you need. I don't know how many different screws there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Okay. Just too much plastic to use. About 6 to 8-ish practical sizes per diameter. What about some vase mode Gridfinity bins? Because vase mode. Because, you know, vase mode. 1 times n. Okay. A 1x1 bin, you know? Something like that. Because I don't know. I don't know Gridfinity. I just need a 4x4 grid of small tubs. You know? Something that's not too tall. Come on, Tinkercad. Don't fail me now. You know, What's the biggest one that they have? Oh, they're labels in the weird place. What the heck? Okay, great. So the bearing, the slots don't actually fit. M3 by 30, so 40 millimeter. Yeah, 40 millimeter. So if we did 45, let's do it on here. Length 45, width 45. No, let's go 48 because printer block sizing 48. 48 by 32. Radius 1, step 1. Make sure that I've actually changed the scene so that you can all see that I'm on Tinkercad right now. Yes, you can. Good, good, good. And then we take one of these. We rotate it. We rotate it. We rotate it again. We change it to 44 by 44 by 28. Yep. Turn it into a hole. Move it into the middle. So group them together. Well, move it in the middle. And then you go 1, 2, move it to the top, group it. Sorry I'm late. Busy with adulting. That's okay, Joe. I ran into roadblocks. And then it's just been paper cut after paper cut. It's been that kind of one. The square nut holes, I thought were the right size. They were just a bit too undersized, so that's annoying. And then the rod holders impact or impede the movement range of the bed, so it's just annoying. But it's fine. Right, let's get a... Why is it not letting me pick a connector? Let's try again. So are you going to have to reprint more parts? Yes, that's what I'm currently doing. I'm reprinting some more parts. And in the meantime, I got sick of Cragord bullying me about the mess of screws on my desk. If I change to the right one, yeah, he's complaining that my desk is a mess. So I was going to print some Gridfinity to just shove the screws into, but I decided against it because effort of printing Gridfinity. So why not, you know, transition and not have the scene showing again? Why not make some PrusABlok screw holders for PrusABlok with a curved base so that you can scoop them out? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, there's a reasonable amount of storage in there. I don't need a lot, I just need some. Why are you not? I've been plating the PrinterQuest Swamp maps. Going well. Good. I'm glad it's going well. Okay, why? It's doing it again. It's doing it again. It's not letting me grab the things that I want to grab. I have a bunch of storage, but with my desk, I kind of have to have it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, right? To be fair, you can see it off to the side. I've got as I fall over, I've got my stack of spools. The intention with the stack of spools is to, you know, use a system that means that I can have multiples. And with those multiples, there are drawers. So, you know, long-term storage, stacks of spools with drawers. However, that doesn't help for the right now. And it doesn't help for the whole, I've got a pile of screws from a Prusa Mini that I'm currently working on. I need the whole, not the whole order of first retrieval thing, but the whole, this is the project I'm working on and this is the box that goes alongside that project. That's what I need. Been learning a ton and may have a new PrusABlok removal tool. Are you trying to tell me that my PrusABlok connector puller is no longer good enough? I'm more than happy for you to iterate on that. I'm more than happy for you to just run away with it. I use a full-size drafting desk, so you've got no room. Edit. Save shape. It's not letting me. For goodness sake. It can't push through a half block to pop out parts quickly from the back. And that's proving to be a useful trick. It can't push through a half block to push connectors quickly from the back. Connector keyring. Connector keyring. Okay, okay, okay. Pushing through a half block from the back. That's basically what? A 4x4 by 8 type of thing that's then, well, not 8, but like that's just adding a piece on one side that's long enough to go through the half block. Essentially. You just need, oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Am I still here? Hello? Did I blip? I like the pinchy one. The pinchy one. Yeah. I like the pinchy one too. The pinchy one's nice. The pinchy one is nice, I'll give you that. I keep having like, you've been disconnected from chat. You've been reconnected to chat. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. I don't know if I'm losing connection. as I just stand here like a lemon and wait. Nothing wrong with standing like a lemon. Lemons get a bad rap for being like perceived as silly. Yeah, chat's going bad, but the stream is good. Okay. Yeah. But you know, this is like a side quest that I don't need. I'll let you play with it. I'll let you play with it. Because yeah. Right. Don't know what is going on with the YouTube chat right now. There we go. I can add this back in. Doop. So that's a 3 by 3 because it's 48. And then we take these two sets here, duplicate. Let's just make sure that I'm still on the right sharing screen. Yes, I am. Group. And then turn them into a hole. In the middle. In the middle. What I should do, actually, is the insert piece, make it slightly narrower, bring it further down, closer to the edge by 1, and that should give sufficient room for an array of connector holes on the back. So drop that down, drop that there, ungroup for a brief moment, take out the bottom row, and then we can do the whole thing where you group, you know, the whole standard group, align, in the middle, shove it down, and there we go, drop it. And then this gives us the ability, I think, I could be wrong, but I think we can then make use of the new hinges that Joe's done on that back edge to put a lid on it. But that's too deep, so I don't want it to be 28 because that's only 32 tall, so 26 mil deep, and group it back together, and there we are. Something along those lines. So we've got something that's kind of like a tray where it's curved at the base so we can scoop the bits out that we need them as we need them. It should be big enough. It's got a flat face on the front that you can put a sticker on. In fact, let's do that. Let's add, what was it, 32 by 48? .4, 30, no, not 40, 44 by 30. Drop it down there and align it in the middle and in the middle. There's a little recess to put a label on it, because why not? Why not add that little quality of life? Then we take that back into Orca Slicer and we'll print it on the C1, or see how long that's going to take to print on the C1. So let's go back to the slicer. Let's find Orca Slicer, transition, and we can import that piece that we just made. Slice. That's a lot of time. We don't need the curved edge at the back. We don't need the curved edge at the back. We can get rid of the curved edge at the back. That's just wasted space. Wasted storage. Wasted print time. Gosh darn. Right. Okay. So how big is that hole in the middle? How big is it? That hole in the middle is 44. And by 39. 44 by 39. And it's 30, no, it's not 32 deep, it's 26 deep, so let's make it 26. No, not 26. I need it to, it needs to be like 20 by 44. Let's rotate. And then we go, drop it in, and then align it with this piece. But first, we need to radius 1, step 1. Turn it into a hole, group it all together. Let's have a look. Not rounded roof, go away a minute. I need you. Radius 1, step 1. You go back. And then we can have another look. No. No, that's not right. Okay, we'll stick to the sharp edge on that box. Stick to the sharp edge on the box, get the clean corner, whatever you want to call it, radius 0. So then we get this back, and then we've given ourselves a bit more space. Bit of a sharp. But what can I do about that? What can I do? I mean, it's not drastic. It's not the worst. And there's not a bunch of wasted space being printed there, so it should be all right. And in theory, as I said, the lids should hinge, so it should be okay. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the chat, but it's getting annoying. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about it, because if the stream is still functioning, we're okay. But we are getting to the 2-hour mark, so I can print, what, 12 of this? And because it's PrusABlok, it should snap together. The only thing that I've missed out on is adding some connector holes on the side. So let's do that. You box move. You connectors on the base. You all need to be holes. But the easy way to do that is this. So turn you back into a solid. And then we grab this to here. YouTube derping. Yeah, it really is. Really is. Drop you there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think. Duplicate. Drop it here. And then mirror it. So in theory, that and that should all nicely line up. And they don't, so I've messed up there. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh wait, I can do it the easy way. I can do it the easy way. I can just grab those connector holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab one in the middle. A line in the middle. Problem solved. And there should be, oops, there should be enough meat in the print to get a singular connector hole on the front to act as a method of joining the little trays together. Maybe if we treat that as a constraint, we get 24 mil of depth. Or we step away 1 mil from the front and we get that depth back. Yes. That should do it. That should do it. So let's take it back to Walker Slicer and have a look. Group it all together. Nope. Holes in the back. What to do here? 6, and then I don't know what to do here. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I mean, let's make that transparent a second. What's cutting into it? Is there a way that we can avoid that without impacting the available storage? What can we do without taking away from storage capacity? 41 should give enough. Should give enough, maybe. Maybe. Or, ooh, wait, we did it before. We can use a triangle and fill up the gap. We can fill up the gap and make it work. So let's go, we can add the bevel ourselves. Let's go 3 by 3 or 5 by 5. Rotate 45 degrees. And then let us group the blocks together for a moment. Or group that together. Group! So then we can turn it not translucent. Drop it here. No. No. Drop it there. On that face. Drop it there on that face. And then bring it back. And make it tall enough so that we've basically added the bevel back in to the piece. And then just, you know, that works. So then we can duplicate it, rotate it to 180 degrees, not 180. Is it 180? And then drop it. No. Drop it and then drop it. And then bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just rotate it so that we've got the bevel back in place. 45 degrees. There you go. So let's ungroup this lot. Add the width back, which was 44. And yeah, 44 for you. And then 44 for you. And then get you all to line up in the center. So you. Are you also? Yeah, you are 44. So the tray, the squaring up, and the cube. Pick this connector on the front here. Or try to. YouTube chat moment. Oh, it's 100% a YouTube chat moment, Ace. Welcome to my insanity. Welcome. There's so much to see. I've never experienced chat break like this as a viewer or while attempting to do the streamy stuff. I've never experienced it before. It's weird, it's irritating, because I don't know if I'm providing the most riveting content ever. And there's nothing I can do about it. The chat is interacting with itself more than we are. Exactly. The chat finds itself hilarious. Right. Okay. Okay. I've messed that up. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. So let's bring it back to here. Let's rotate it the however many degrees it takes to get it to point into that corner. 112. No, 135. Whoop. And let's just fill up the gap. With enough meat or enough gubbins to deal with. Duplicate, mirror, and then whatever it feels like being the right amount. So, yeah, that works. Can I move it over here? Nope. But I can do, they are centrally aligned. They are the right height, so let's, how to assemble this? We need to now just group it all together. So we can put the cube together. And the cutout, we can add that in. Then we can add the triangles in. That add the meat back to the box. No. Ungroup you. Did I not move you? Did I not move you far enough? 31? 30? 31? 30.6? 1, 2, no. Right, maybe now? Yeah, there we go. Single color, green, whatever. Not pretty, but that should be a reasonable little holderer thing. And then let's bring it back into that there slicer and see how long it's going to take. And if it's reasonable, I will send a bunch of them to print tonight, and at that point I will be calling it for this evening. Oh, Cura. Cura's decided it wants to join the party. Ugh. All right, slice plate. In theory, there shouldn't be any interference, or if there is, it should be minimal. That's all good. Scroll down to the right layer height. Tiny bit of interference there. It's a cure. It's a cure for the alias. Each one of these will take an hour. Okay, sure. But, you know what? How's that, Cragord? Does that work for you? Does that work for you? Are you okay with this little storage box? Oh, also, hello Alex, how you doing? Come on, Cragord. I know you're here to bully me. Does this little storage tray work? Does it make you happy? Does it please you? With this nice little recess to put a little piece of sticky tape on there for a label, so it's not sticking out the front. It's got the scoop so that you can actually pull the bits out. It's got connectors on the side so that you can put them together. It's got connectors on the bottom so that you can put it on a tray grid thing, a big plate, you know, a big panel, sorry. There you go. Are people happy with this? Because I'm going to print 12. Duplicate. No. Do you have Arachne on? Probably. That would be quality Arachne. Wall generator Arachne, yeah. Let's try classic. See. Now the hole's there that I don't want to be there. I kind of want that hole to not exist. You see it? Down here? There's a hole that I don't want to be there. I could fix the model. I might try and just iterate on the model a little bit more to get rid of it. No, it's not, because what if I put nuts in it? If there's nuts in it, then they might go in. Oh no! I'm not actually using I'm not using Cura. I'm using Orca Slicer, but Cura opened because it's for some reason set to the default for for opening STL files. I don't know why, and I've not changed it yet. Boo-da-boo. 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 30. Oops, wrong way. Right. Group you, add you in. No, add you in. And then add all the holes. Bit more clearance, there you go. Right, export. Last one. Last one. Last one. Last one. That's the last export. Trust me. I don't know why you trust me, but it's the last one. I promise. Turn back on Arachne because I'm not doing fine details with stuff. Sorry, yawning. If you don't want to change the size of the bin, you could put inner fenders in. I don't know how to do that. But you know, no issues there. It's all good. I think that will print nicely. So, do I just send 1 or do I send 12? Oh wait, I didn't transition. There you go. So, scrolling down the layers, we've got the 2 walls with between, or 1 wall for a brief moment. But there's now no hole in the back and in the front. No hole. Put a block where the hole is and boolean out the bin before booleaning out the block. The issue is it's a curve and I don't know how to deal with curves in Tinkercad. But I suspect if I print this, it's going to come out fine. I don't know how to add a radius on the curve. Adding a radius on that curve would be perfect. Just a small in that edge. And I don't know how to do that. Oh well. So, sorry. I need to go to bed. I really do. Because my lights are going to go off soon. But I want to send this to print. So let's just check that I am actually connected to the C1. Nice. Let's home it. Device. You can't see device at all. Oh well. Home all. It's homing. No issues. Nice. Oh wait, I'm running a revo on this thing. Count direction. Wall loop direction. And then counter? Is it counterclockwise that I need to do, or is it clockwise that I need to do? I think it's clockwise. And then it's a 3 by 3 by 3 by 2 store a block. Screw holder. I'll do. I'll print one. I'll print one tonight. I'll check it in the morning. If it's come out nicely, I will send a plate of however many to print, and that will be my new screw storage organizer. See, not entirely a wasted day. And we can come back on Tuesday once the revised parts are printed once again. The revised X carriage, there we go, X carriage front, and the rod holders that are both still printing, which is delightful. Right, I say I'm done. You've seen me yawning several times now, unfortunately, but it's all good. It's all good. We've achieved something, you know? It might not be the best. It might not be the best achievement of the day, of the week. But we're getting there, and that's the main thing. We're chipping away. It's not perfect, but we're chipping away. Jobs. Jobs. Want to print, please. Let me print. I don't want to download the file. I want to print. Silly Orca slicer. Control. And then we go. No. We go. Okay, it's warming up. So it's going to print. Right, as I say, I'm making silly mistakes now with what it is that I'm trying to do. So, yeah. Printing another set of painter's pyramids to finish off one filament I don't like and use some of a different filament I don't like. It automatically did the spool swap, so it's working well. The filaments are color transitions, but they create stripes instead of blending. Oh, they're hard transitions rather than smooth transitions. Why? How would you end up with hard transitions with the transition filament rather than smooth? That's weird. That's weird. I've used several transition filaments over the time, and I've not yet seen a hard transition filament. But that might just be the filament that I get. Right. As said, I'm making mistakes with my speaking and stuff. I'm clearly done. We've achieved a reasonable amount today. We found more issues with the models, so we are updating those. They are currently printing. We've made a little storage box thing. We made a little storage box screw holder thingy. You know that. We're about to get one of those printing on the C1, and hopefully that will make Kragord happy for Tuesday. But what will make me happy is if you come back, because, you know, this is what it is. It's a weird one. It's a weird time of year. I'm a weird person, as you all know, which is why you're all weirdos and have decided to join me. If you enjoyed this stream, feel free to give it a like. If you didn't enjoy the stream, share it with a friend and torture them because you love them that much. Really, you do. Yeah. Tuesday is once again going to be a late stream for me. So 21:30 British summertime, which is 22:30 in Central European summertime, which is 4:30 p.m. on the US East Coast, which is 3:30 p.m. if you're in Texasy area, or it is apparently 2:30 Mountain. I could be wrong, but I'm learning more time zones. Josh, stop it. Stop what, Josh? Stop what? Have you only just turned up? Because if you have just turned up, Josh, I am disappointed. You've had all day, Josh. You've had all day. And now you turn up. Why? Why do you now turn up when my lights are going to go off any minute? I mean, I know why. It's because I forgot to tweet. But I shared it in the Discords. I shared it in the professor's Discord. I shared it in another Discord. I shared it in mine. But you know, it's been fun. It's been arduous, but it's been fun. Cheerio. And you know what? Once again, the issues in the stream, just like on Tuesday, were caused by those blooming square nuts. It's always the square nuts. God. Bye-bye.